Hello, welcome to Shad Life. I am here at the Xcel Energy mountain bike park. I'm gonna get my first true mountain bike ride on the NORCO Fluid. So pretty stoked on that. This will just be my first impressions. I think I have the suspension set up where I want it to be, but we will see. Pretty short loop, but a lot of features and good things in here for me to figure out how this bike feels on the trail. So let's get to it. Alright, so let's just take it around this little pump track. See, this is the kind of stuff this bike will be perfect for because it's so poppy. Oh yeah. Super nice. This suspension feels pretty plush. I like the agility of this bike. Yeah, that rear suspension feels really plush. Like, we'll have to see how it is on jumps and landings and stuff. But as far as going over stuff like that, it sucks it all right up. Ooh, gnarly headwind. Really windy today. Okay, so initial impressions and some things I really like about this bike is that it actually rides light. So I hope the wind isn't too bad when I'm talking here, but it feels really light, even though it's probably a pound heavier than when I had the Spectral 125 last year. But it, like, when I'm pedaling it, it just wants to go, and that probably is attributed to the shorter chain stays, and it just feels like a really poppy, snappy bike, which makes it super fun and playful. So yeah, I'm gonna go hit this jump line with it now and see how it feels through the jump line. So yeah, let's hit it. So last year I crashed on this first one because of the wind, so gonna take it a little easy this time. Oh, it's not bad. Nice. Okay, I'm gonna go through that again because first run I didn't case anything, but I just wasn't really giving it my all. That felt good. So if you like jumping, this is the ticket right here. Man, this thing is so nice. It just likes to pop. This is another advantage of size specific chainstays, especially for shorter riders like me or really tall riders. Basically, most bike companies set the chainstays to just that medium length, and then all the sizes have the same chainstay length. But then if you're a shorter rider, they're too long for you. If you're a taller rider, they're too short for you. They're only perfect for medium-sized riders. So size specific chainstays is a wonderful thing, and I think all bike companies should do it. I know it costs more, but it's worth it to have a bike that rides to what a rider needs. Oh, that was soft. I feel like I don't even have to try to get air off of stuff. It just wants to go high. So this brings back my whole idea that the bike industry needs to stop going long, low, slack with everything and continue that trend, and every year just come out with a longer reach, slacker head angle, and you know, lower bottom bracket, like things like that, longer chain stays, all this stuff that make a bike ride like a sled. And some of you might like that but I think most riders would rather have a nice, quick, kind of, you know, agile feeling, quick feeling bike. Because this thing, it's not necessarily because of the weight, the lighter weight. Yes, that matters. I have trail casing, I don't have double casing and things like that, and it just makes the bike want to go. And when I'm doing corners and stuff, it just handles them super nicely, and I prefer those kind of characteristics in a bike. And I've noticed a little bit of a trend, like Transition has now made their head angles a little bit steeper, right? And stopped making their bikes longer and longer and longer, right? And I've said this before, like taller riders, like people that are 6'2", 6'4", whatever, it's great that they now have frames that fit them, that are long enough to fit them. But us shorter riders, we don't need our bikes to keep getting longer and longer and longer, right? So this is 420 millimeter reach. I am 5'7" with a 30-inch inseam, and that is perfect. This bike also doesn't have a super steep seat angle, which I also don't like, because then when you are pedaling around, you're not properly positioned, your knees aren't properly positioned over the crankset, things like that. There's all kinds of reasons that seat angles were fixed for so long, because it was about the longevity of the rider and the mechanics of the body and things like that. So I have a feeling that this kind of geometry, this kind of bike really is coming back and should come back, because this bike just rides so nice. The Canyon rode really good last year, but this is just like those little tiny things that make it a bit better than the Canyon. And the other thing that I like about this over the Canyon is the back end isn't all like flexy. I know they designed it that way to give you more traction, but man, if I'm not confident when I go in a corner and I feel the back end wanting to like flex or whatever, it makes me want to back off, because I get afraid that I'm going to slide out. So this one, when I'm in the corners, it's solid, it's planted and so on. Because I remember initially with the Canyon, I put these tires on it and I thought the tires were the problem and that the sidewalls were flexing a bunch, but really it's the Canyon frame. And when I read about it, it's like they designed that into the frame. They designed a certain degree of flex for traction apparently, but for me I want the confidence, because if I'm confident I'm going to push harder. If I'm not entirely sure when the back end's going to break loose or the tires are going to break loose, I'm not going to push as hard, right? If you can't read and feel the bike, it's more challenging to push the bike hard. All right, enough babbling, but I'm really liking this bike so far. I'm sure there's some things I'm not going to like about it. I'm still questioning the rear suspension. It might be a little too active during climbs, but I don't know. It does have a lockout switch though, so it is what it is. So I'm going to hit this skinny right here. So yeah, I've done this last year. This is really me, not gonna be the bike whether I stay on that or not. He cleans it while I clean it. Oh yeah, good stuff. Super snappy through here. Oh, this thing's always sketchy. It makes me nervous every single time. Whew. The low consequence skinny. Oh, I made it. I don't know if more twitchy, is that a good word, of a bike is better for skinnies or worse for skinnies. I suppose one like that kind of curves around a bunch might be better for it. Shorter wheelbase too, so your back wheel doesn't catch on the inside as easily. Now, I don't like these things, but oh, God, I did them pretty smooth that time. Wow. All right. I mean, I feel like for like something like that, getting the front end of this bike up is so easy. So I can just pop it up, go over those log piles like that. And so like normally I hate them because they're a lot more work and effort to get the bike over. But this bike, it just, I want to stop using the word pop all the time. But it did, it just kind of like, here, I'll make the noise. It just kind of went boop, boop, right over them. All right. So it's like 75 degrees right now on March 14th. Yes, Pi Day for those of you nerds out there. And that's unheard of, like unreal that I'd be riding pure dirt this early in the season. So, but it's we have a big storm coming overnight. Rain, not snow, thankfully. And then the weather will get cooler for a while, so we'll see when the real season kicks off. But this is a good start in my opinion. So I'm gonna go do more laps without filming, but yeah, I'll have a lot more videos on this bike as usual. I like to do multiple rides and reviews on different trails and stuff with the bikes, and I'm not sure if I'll bring this to Bentonville with me, It'll either be this or the Haro Saguaro, but we will see. And then yeah, more to come. I appreciate your support for my channel. Please like and subscribe. Peace. Oh yeah, Ray's in a couple of weekends again. Having a blast.